The cheapest iPhone you can buy in 2025 is the iPhone 16e, which costs $600. Who in their right mind would spend $600 on an iPhone so See, the thing about the iPhone 16e is that when you get it out of the box, I think you'll find it's incredibly unremarkable, a little boring, but maybe that's on purpose. This could actually be the beginning of a whole new chapter for Apple and really change a lot. Maybe it gets them back more to their roots, where they're a little bit more adventurous and take more risks, sort of what this guy here was all about. Let me tell you why this seemingly boring iPhone could be a really big deal, and also give a big thanks to ESR for sponsoring this video.
And while the vast majority of our customers prefer these larger display iPhones, we're here today to talk about a smaller iPhone.
When I sat down to do the prep work and the research for this video, I actually went back and watched the original announcement of like the Gen 1 iPhone SE, and something really stuck out to me, and that was at the very beginning, the two reasons why they even made this phone in the first place.
First, for some people, they simply love smaller phones. They want the most compact iPhone design. Second, we found that for a lot of these customers, it's their first iPhone.
Now, obviously, a lot has changed over the last few years, and I'm not sure if there's a big of a market these days as there was back then for first-time iPhone buyers or switchers. But point number one there, the desire from people for a smaller phone, that's super interesting. And I see the comments from you guys in like literally every video, shaking your fist at the Apple gods for either taking away the smaller iPhones we used to have with the mini series, or they haven't made a mini Pro phone. And now with the all new iPhone 16e, the newest iPhone you can get from Apple is gonna have the smallest screen size of 6.1 inches. And if you want a smaller phone, things aren't looking good right now, but I actually think it's not totally off the table for the somewhat near future. And while there are no rumors right now about an iPhone 17 Mini Pro or Pro Mini, I do actually think there's a good shot this phone actually does happen one day. See, under Tim Cook, Apple has changed in a lot of ways. One of the biggest being they no longer make a few products with a couple of variations, like one or two different colors, but now these days they make a ton of different products with lots of different variations. There are many, many different Apple products these days, and while I and others have been critical about this move in the past, and Tim Cook trying to broaden out the Apple ecosystem to milk as much money as possible, he does understand the more products you have and the varying price points you have with those products does allow you to get a wider customer base and, of course, in turn, make a whole lot more money. And that sort of brings us to this guy here, the iPhone 16e. Now, there's been a lot of talk of what the E could stand for: economical, essential, just enough to get you to want to buy it. And I will say, despite sort of what I've laid out in this video and some of the potential problems you've heard about, there is a lot to like about this phone. OLED display, 48 megapixel camera, honestly a really nice sleek design with sort of this matte finish on the back. It's got the action button, it finally has Face ID. There's a lot to love about this phone, including USB-C finally here for all your charging and connectivity needs. But at the same time, this phone has some weird quirks, some missing features, and also I think that there's one thing Apple really messed up on that might make this a really tough sell. And you're not only gonna like the new USB-C port for easy connectivity, but you're also gonna love some nice premium accessories to go with your all-new iPhone. If you're looking for like some day one pickups, things you've gotta have when you take this thing out of your box, I've got a couple of essential recommendations for my friends, this video's sponsor, ESR. Their Cyber Tough case not only sports some beautiful color options, but also exceeds 7 times military-grade protection. As the name suggests, this case is tough in every sense of the word, and is gonna keep your camera, the side buttons, even the USB-C port on the bottom, all protected from the elements. The Halo Lock series has become a staple and loved by so many for its elegant design, its precision, and also that it's going to protect your phone in the inevitable, day it's gonna happen that you accidentally drop it right out of your hands. It's gonna be safe if it's paired with this case. Plus, not only is it fully MagSafe compatible with all your favorite MagSafe accessories, but also it's got a stronger magnet built in, so it's just gonna work better and have a even sort of just firmer connection with the accessory it's attached to. And when it comes to screen protectors, not only does ESR have a really great, crystal clear solution for you to protect your screen, but also still let you enjoy it, but they've made installing a screen protector the easiest it's ever been. No more fiddling and aligning and all that stuff. You throw your phone in here, you pull a tab, and you're basically good to go. Could not get any simpler than this. So again, if you're looking to invest in an all-new iPhone, these are accessories you should pick up on day one. You're gonna love it, and it's just sort of gonna complete your new iPhone experience. If you wanna learn more, check out what ESR has got to offer. Hit the link down below to learn more, and check them out for yourself today. The iPhone 16e is missing some weird things. I still haven't seen a clear explanation as to why this has wireless charging, but it doesn't have MagSafe. And of course, I understand there are gonna be trade-offs for a more economical phone, of course, and I get that it's not gonna have multi-cameras and dynamic island. All that is fine. Even the 60 hertz display I can forgive, but what is a tough pill to swallow is the price. Go back to that very first iPhone SE. That, besides all the carrier deals and discounts, was priced at $399. And even over the years, as prices and economic conditions have changed, the last generation iPhone SE was only a touch more expensive at $429. So there's a lot of speculation as to what this new iPhone, this, budget-focused model would be priced at. Would it be $399, $449, maybe $499 just to stay right under $500 is a sweet spot? Apple didn't do any of that. Instead, it's $599 for the most economical, least expensive new iPhone you can buy in 2025. And look, I don't want to be overly critical. I don't want to be the black sheep in the Apple sheep family, but there are two important things we've got to talk about. One good piece of info and one bad piece of info with the iPhone 16e. Let me start first with the bad before we get to the good and say that I just think there was a really big missed opportunity here with the price of this phone. Now, of course, Apple is in the business of making money. They are not a charity, but I do think there could have been some special things here that really could have moved the needle for market share. Even if Apple was to price this at $499, I think that in and of itself would have been more acceptable. But if Apple was to bring the price down on this to, $299, $199, even if there was some special, subscription model where you could get this for $20 a month or some kind of special here, even if Apple lost money on this phone, I think by and large, it would be way more positive for them. We know they want people in the Apple ecosystem. We know there is a much bigger emphasis these days on getting people to subscribe to Apple TV Plus and Apple Music and Apple Fitness and all the subscription services. Maybe this would have been the best device to test the waters on their own subscription iPhone service, where you pay $20 a month, you get the phone, and you can use it for as long as you want. I know it sounds crazy, but if one company could both afford to do this and benefit from this, I think it certainly would be Apple, and I think the pricing here did miss the mark. The flip side though, the good, is that there's a lot to love with the iPhone 16e. For me though, what is more exciting about what this phone represents is what comes next. Because if you look at this phone in sort of the context of the iPhone 17 lineup and what the rumors say we're going to get, things get super exciting because we're starting to see Apple experiment in some new ways. Remember, the iPhone started with just one model. Then we got another one, and then we got another one, and over the years we've seen different variations and storage capacities and things like that. But by and large, Apple has really just tried to serve the largest group of people possible. Even if you wanted a mini Pro phone, you just sort of had to suck it up and buy whatever Apple was selling. But now it seems like that strategy is actually going to change. Now, Apple is focused on making a more budget-friendly option. If the rumors are true, we're gonna see a standard iPhone 17, but also a super slim, thin, sleek, lightweight iPhone 17 Air for those who really want the slimmest, sleekest iPhone possible. Then there's the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max for those enthusiasts who want the very best they can get. It almost seems like Apple's taken a page from the Samsung playbook and the world of Android, and if they're going to embrace more options, they're actually going to give us more options. And I think this certainly opens the door for some really exciting possibilities. The iPhone potential here in this new direction is really, really exciting. This could certainly give us one day an iPhone Mini Pro that really gave you that small screen form factor with all the bells and whistles. And also, I definitely think this naturally paves the way for an iPhone Ultra, an even higher end iPhone with the best of the best that Apple has got to offer, and they can make it more expensive because people are willing to pay. I think the Tim Cook strategy, they've got to be careful not to veer too far off into the world of Samsung, and they've got to stick to the Apple way. But if they just put a little bit of different in there, they think a little differently, to use some Apple marketing terminology, I think there is some cool stuff we could see starting hopefully this fall with the iPhone 17. And with that, I'm gonna turn my virtual microphone over to you guys because I wanna know, what are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on the iPhone 16e? On face value, is the phone just too expensive? Does it have too many compromises to be worth it? Or do you think this could represent Apple just trying to branch out, try something new, and hopefully give us more iPhone options with different features and at different prices? Please drop a comment down below and let me know. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much. I'm Robert Rosenfeld, and I'll see you all in the next one.